Okay, so I wanted to discuss the first activity that I read about today in ESL Quarterly. What I'll be doing is posting the activities based on the skill or the main skill that it's working on, and I'm going to color code them so you can find them easily. So just a bit of background about the research itself. It's basically trying to get students to speak more open-endedly. So instead of having limited, limited or circumscribed dialogues, they want to force them to discuss a topic that will get them to use new language. And you can go about this however you want. Can have the vocabulary ready or give them a lot of time to prepare. Something interesting about this research is that they classify interactions and label them as episodic or not episodic. So episodic would be ones that are just, one event conversation, and non-episodic would be something that would continue over time. So just to practice, what do you think buying and selling in a market would be? And what about two business rivals? So hopefully you labeled the first one as plus episodic, the way the writer did label it, and business rivals usually discuss things over time, or depending on what kind of rivals they are, they'll argue over time or keep competing over time. So it's minus episodic. So you want to try both with your students and go based on their level. So here's an example that the writer used, and it's pretty nice. So basically, he chose a scenario where two people have gone to a physician and they've been advised to lose 10 pounds. It says instructed, but come on, it's a doctor, so they should just advise you. So what the scenario would be is them meeting in the doctor's office to compare their weights, and they have to record it weekly. So this, hopefully, I think this would generate a lot of conversation and vocabulary. And again, there's no rush. They don't have to rush through this. Of course, this depends on where you're teaching, but what we want to try to do is not stress students out and give them time to think and generate vocabulary. I usually try to get them to find their own vocabulary, so I want to give them more time. But if you are on a tight deadline or something, then you can prepare the vocabulary for them. But you want them to do a big percentage of the work. So here you see their weights from the first week, and then the second week, and then the third week. I think from here you can kind of modify this however you like, but they basically have to prepare their conversations for each week. I think this is what I understand. And then there's a second phase where they discuss their weights over the 4th, 5th, and 6th week. So there's another table on the next page that you don't really need to see, but basically you know, if their weights are going up and down, they can discuss like what they did, what they ate, and you know, it depends on their level, but basically getting a conversation going. And this would be a, which one? Would it be episodic or non-episodic? And hopefully this is a conversation that will continue over several weeks. So I think that's it for this activity. And if I give it a try, I'll try to post up a video on this. Just a last word on teaching adults. You know, adults have their personalities and have their own, you know, independence. So this would work different for different people. It's not the same as teaching children where you're just instructing them and kind of controlling the situation. So you want to see how this works out with your group. But the sign of success would be them, you know, just trying things out, you know, not perfection, but just getting them to speak. That's one of the main, you know, evaluations of speaking. It's not like perfection, but did you get people speaking? If there's a lot of silence, then you want to modify your activity. All right, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next activity. Bye.